The next step is reflection. Reflect on how you can use this. So in your notes, whatever you're writing in, write down 1 to 3-ish ideas of how you can use what you've learned so far. So for example, maybe you say, oh, Kahoot sounds really fun. I want to do that. Or you might say, oh, brain dumps are something that I can do at the end of each of my classes. Or, oh, I'm going to have my students write study guides for homework. Or something else. Anything. Write down 1, 2, or 3 or more, if you have more, ideas of how you personally plan to use what you've learned so far. And you can pause the video. This is also something that I do with students as well. I have them reflect on how they can use something. So when I'm teaching study skills, which is, kind of what you guys are learning right now, I'll have them also do a little bit of planning so that they have time to reflect on, okay, what does this information mean for me? Okay, so the next really fun game that's really good for active recall and that can be used for spaced repetition is called Quizizz. Some of you may have used it, but it's not as common as Kahoot. It's different. It's really, really great for asynchronous learning, and it's really, really great for homework assignments. So we're gonna do a Quizizz together right now. I hope that you can see it. If not, then that's not great. I think you can. All right, so I'm just going to preview it. Now, if I were assigning it, I would click assign homework or start a live quiz. But since I'm the only player, then we'll preview. All right, so I'm just going to click on start. This is basically what students will see when they play Quizizz. Students spent the same number of hours studying. Half crammed many hours in one day, half spaced it out with a little studying each day. Who did better on the test? Oh, half crammed and half spaced it out. So probably the spaced out students did better. Let's see which answer says that. A little bit every day, they scored 10% higher. Cramming study, oh no, it can't be cramming. Cramming study, no, that's definitely worse. A little bit every day, they scored 250% higher. Oh, that seems crazy. No, they probably scored like 10% higher. What? They scored 250% higher by spacing out their studying? Whoa. What does retention mean? If you're focused, oh, that seems like a maybe. How short you are, that's probably not. How tall you are, probably not that either. How much is remembered or retained? That seems promising. Yeah, retention would be like how much is remembered and retained. Hooray, I got it. Ooh, I'm moving up in the scoreboard. Kids love that. Every age loves it. 5+. True or false? Even if something is really hard to remember, spaced repetition can help a lot. Oh, that seems true. Ooh, wow. Got it. Okay. Oh, what does this graph of the forgetting curve show? Oh, okay, so it says the forgetting curve and then retention and then days. And the days are getting bigger, but it looks like the retention is getting smaller. Let's see. After one day, we forget 80% of what we learned. Well, one day, no, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. After 7 days, we forget 90% of what we learned if we don't review. Well, 7 days, yes, about 10% retention. So that seems right. I think it's this one. It is. Woo, got it. I got a power up. Yes, and I will tell you, everyone between the age of like 5 and 18 will flip when they get a power up. Everyone. Oh, I got a power up. Okay. Blank is when you space out your learning over time. Is it active recall? Oh, no, that's like self-testing. Spaced repetition, spaceship party, spicy spaghetti sauce. Oh, it's got to be spaced repetition. It is. Woohoo. Okay, maybe I can use my power up. I don't actually know how to do that. Let's see. Streak saver. Yeah, let's activate it. Whoosh. Okay. To harness spaced repetition, you can use the bathroom, websites and apps, Memorize Anki, and low-tech flashcards and study techniques. Only low-tech flashcards and study schedules, only websites and apps. Oh, I think you can probably use the internet, but you can probably also do it without the internet, like flashcards or doing brain dumps. So I think it's that. Yes, got it. Why is it good to test yourself, active recall, immediately after learning something new? Why? It isn't. You can't test yourself. It gives us magic powers. So we will never, ever forget and never have to study. It locks in the learning to make it easier to remember. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it's, well, no, it's probably it locks in the learning. Oh, it does. It locks in the learning to make it easier to remember if we test ourselves immediately after. True or false? If you paid attention in class and understood it, you probably don't need to review. Well, that seems true. Yeah, if I pay attention in class, I probably don't need a review. Oh, what? You do? Oh, man. I didn't know I had to pay attention in class and review too. Oh, man. Life is a struggle. All right. True or false? If you review for a few days, your brain will think the information is important, so it remembers better. If you review for a few days, your brain will think the information is, yeah, that seems like it's good. You probably want to review for a few days. Yeah. All right. Got another power up. Yes. Immunity. Get a second chance. Oh, yes. All right. Good stuff. Immunity. Activate. Blank is when you write down everything you remember without looking at notes. How long does, write down everything you remember. That's a brain dump. And how long does a brain dump take? It's like a few minutes, right? So righty-roo, no. Dr. Brian Doomp, no. Brain dump, yeah, brain dump, 3 to 10 minutes. True or false? You can use the same study guide quiz more than once, spaced out over time. Probably not. If you use the same study guide, then you'll already know the answers. So you probably can't do that. What? You can. Oh, that's really convenient. So I can just write one study guide on a topic and then I can just space it out and redo it later. Awesome. True or false? If you review multiple times over a few days, it helps your brain remember long term. Oh, yeah, I think that's good. I think we want to review over, like spaced out over days. That seems true. Oh, redemption question. I get to redo something I missed. Kids love this. It is amazing how this takes students from not wanting to go over what they missed to being so excited to redo questions that they got wrong. It's so great. Okay, I'll pick a random thing because it is random. Okay. True or false? You can use the same study guide quiz more than once, spaced out over time. Oh yeah, that was true. As long as you space it out, you can do it. Yeah, we got it. The end. All right. So this is Quizizz, and I use it with students ages 5 all the way up until senior year. Everybody loves it. You can make your own. There's also a lot that are already out there. So just highly, highly recommended. I like to use it for homework mostly or asynchronous. It's not as fun as Kahoot, and everybody has questions in a different order and different times, I believe. Certainly they do it at different times. So it doesn't quite have the same zest as Kahoot, which we'll talk about now, the pros and cons. So pros for Quizizz. It's a perfect substitute for a worksheet or a test because as the teacher, when you assign it, you will receive all of the scores. And it will also tell you if there are questions that most students missed or if most students got it right. So it's so great just for knowing what you need to go over as a class. And it's great for all ages. I've used it with kindergarten through high school. Quizizz Live is good for 2 or more students. It's pretty fast. It's definitely faster than Kahoot. And students like it. They like to race against each other, try to get things right. The homework assignment game is so great. That's kind of what we just did, I think. And it's really fun. Kids really go nuts for power-ups. So excited about it. It's really easy to make your own, and there's also lots of other ones out there. And it's extremely effective active recall. You have to think about all of the questions. And as mentioned, just like Kahoot, it's a great way to turn a worksheet or even missed test questions into a game. Cons are that it requires a somewhat strong internet connection, not nearly as much as Kahoot though, so it's definitely a bit better in that regard. The biggest con is that unlike Kahoot, for Quizizz, you can't go over the answers in real time, only at the end. So this may mean that the students may have lost concentration and motivation by the time you're going over the questions. Plus, you can't clear up misconceptions halfway. I do find that happens sometimes with Kahoot, because as immediately as soon as they get something wrong, they know what the answer is and you can tell them why. Students tend to be pretty interested in hearing that. But by the end of the quizzes, students are often like, oh, I'm done with that. I don't want to talk about it ever again. And so when you go over it, it's a little bit less motivating. But I mean, that's the same how it would be going over any quiz. So it's not like a terrible thing.